I can start practicing and being taught how to sing tomorrow. My intuition is that I'm not gonna become Beyonce.
I have a question.
Yes.
Like many of us are like getting into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So what would you recommend us for making ourselves like our own personal brand?
Well, first, before I'll answer that, but the first thing I'm gonna say is a little bit maybe interesting. I'm very concerned that so many people are looking to become entrepreneurs. I think entrepreneurship has become the new university. And I think if, this might sound very weird because entrepreneurship is my great love and has been so good to me, but I want for you what happened to me, which was in the face of entrepreneurship not being cool and school being the only way out, I was lucky enough to have a mother and lucky enough to have DNA that had conviction for me to go against the grain. First, for everybody here, you have to, hopefully because of this talk, have to go home and really ask yourself, do you have the stomach for entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is very, very difficult. It's a lot of judgment. I'm watching people right now take their company out of business in a year because they don't want to deal with closing it now, but it's already over. They worry about judgment. They're not willing to go backwards. They're not willing to sell their fancy office and start back at a zero place. They'd rather go out of business because of judgment. So first, you have to challenge yourself. Are you truly a number one? Because I see a lot of kids right now who are actually incredible and have so much talent, but really their makeup is more to be a number 3 or number 6 or number 2. Because number 1 is always, always, always on. You're not an entrepreneur, you're a firefighter. You're always ready for the alarm to go off. And it's very, very daunting if it's not your natural DNA. As far as personal brand, I think the great secret to personal brand is speaking your truth. I think the biggest mistake I see today is everybody's trying to figure out what's working. I see a lot of people who are very conservative try to be bombastic on video because I'm bombastic on video. And for me, what worked was in 2009 when I was bombastic on video, it was unacceptable to not wear a suit. It was unacceptable to curse. It was unacceptable to act the way I was acting, and much of the business world pushed against me. Then Facebook won, a movie was made, everybody wore a hoodie, it became more casual, it got younger, it changed. But I don't think I would have anywhere close to the success I have if I wasn't always myself. And what's important about always being yourself is it's easy. Meaning, I watch people and they're playing somebody on camera or on Instagram, and you have to think when you're not yourself. You have to try to remember what you said. You have to live life in a different way, And so, 100% you, even though it might not seem that that's the right thing to do. 2, producing content at contextual scale. You have to be everywhere to the best of your ability. Everybody always says, easy for you now, Gary. You have D-Rock, you have a team. I'm like, yes, but from 2006 to 2014, I did not. I did everything myself. It took time, and so patience. Most people give up because they have 49 followers and they're like, It took me I did Wine Library TV for 2-3 years before it even got going. Every day, 5 days a week. So that's what stands out for me.
Do you think entrepreneurship is something which can be taught?
I think entrepreneurship can be taught, but I think entrepreneurship can be taught the way basketball and football can be taught. It's a talent. So for me, it was a talent, and I practiced since I was 5, and at 44, I can really do it. I can start practicing and being taught how to sing tomorrow. My intuition is that I'm not gonna become Beyonce. So I do think it can be taught, but I think the upside is predicated a little bit on talent. And so that's why I speak a lot about entrepreneurship that is building businesses that are not $1 billion. to me, what's great about entrepreneurship is the ability to have a business that does $300,000 for you a year and you're happy, instead of a job that does $120,000 and you're unhappy. Or even more extreme for me is entrepreneurship's amazing because you could have a business, a sugar business, you know, that does $100,000 for you personally after it's all said and done, and you're happy because you love sugar for some reason, versus being a lawyer for $180,000 and being unhappy, and then you just have to live your life based on $100,000. So for me, it's happiness and self-awareness. That's why entrepreneurship's so interesting. The problem is, right now, when people hear entrepreneurship, they hear build $1 billion company. So we're not talking about entrepreneurship in a practical way, we're talking it in a Hollywood way. I think the great thing about entrepreneurship is it's the most likely way for one to be happy if they're self-aware and live within their means.